Hey everyone, this is Corey talking to you today about how to get different groups of people, such as strength coaches, athletes, athletic trainers, bodybuilders, and coaches, to buy into the concept of the OPT training model. So before we start, I think it's important to discuss with each of them that integrated training is a comprehensive approach that attempts to improve all components necessary for an athlete to perform at the highest level and to also prevent injury. And this is done by focusing on developing functional strength and neuromuscular efficiency. Now, the NASM developed a system called the OPT model, which is divided into three different stages: stabilization, strength, and power, and is then subdivided into six different phases. In the stabilization stage, we will find phase one, which is the stabilization endurance training. Followed by the strength stage, there are three progressive phases: phase two, strength endurance training; phase three, hypertrophy training; and phase four, maximal strength training. The final stage, power, is subdivided into two phases: phase five, power training; and phase six, maximal power training. Now, it is important to go over the pros and cons first for the OPT model, and I think it's important to go over the negative aspects of the OPT model first before the pros, because the pros will outweigh the cons. Now, there are a few negative aspects of the OPT model, being low staff, impatient athletes, and the duration of time. So with college athletics, coaches are working almost all day with meetings and the duration of practice, and getting them to stay an extra hour to an hour and a half to facilitate a workout regimen can be extremely difficult. Now, if there's a strength conditioning coach on board, this problem can be solved as long as the strength conditioning coach buys into the OPT model. In a high school setting, it can be extremely difficult because of the low staff, and most of the coaches are volunteers who are just trying to help out. Now, with all of this being said, if everything works out and there is someone there to facilitate the workouts, many athletes can become impatient with the duration of time and the corrective exercise aspect in warming up, and just wanting to get a quick fix for their performance problems. Now, moving on to the positive aspects of the OPT model, it lays out a periodization plan to not only prevent injury, but also help athletes perform at their highest level. Every aspect of training can be assessed while doing a training regimen through the OPT model. With the corrective exercise, it will tell you what muscles to foam roll, which to lengthen, which to activate, which to integrate. You will also be able to add core and balance exercises, which we know almost every activity starts with core, and without balance, the athlete will become prone to injury. Now, with that being said, you can also add plyometrics, speed, agility, and quickness exercises, resistance training, and a cool down. Now, stated before, the OPT model gives you a periodization plan and will give you the total number of sets, reps, tempo, and rest in between each set for each of your athletes' performance goals, and a cool down to help your body return to homeostasis. Overall, the positives outweigh the negatives, and I think it's important to stress the positives to the coaches, athletes, and the such in order to not only prevent injury, but to ultimately have the athletes perform at their highest level.